elevate family and staff voices who would be most affected by the cuts to special ed. We can't sit by silently while Minneapolis Public Schools cuts critical staff and puts our SPED students in danger. Going first is going to be a parent, Dan.
Thank you. My name is Dan. I'm here with my wife Alice, my son Finn, and on behalf of our son Lars, second grader at Dowling Elementary. Lars has cerebral palsy, which severely affects communication between his brain and muscles, leaving him fully physically dependent on others. He's in a wheelchair, he is tube-fed, and he is nonverbal. However, despite his physical limitations, Lars is a very bright and a very social kid who has thrived in his general education classroom at Dowling. It is the Dowling faculty and the SEAs on staff that ensure a safe and fruitful learning environment for Lars and other students like him, providing the tools for inclusive and active participation amongst their general ed peers. Through the continued efforts of Dowling staff and their SEAs, Lars recently received a speaking device. Though he was hesitant at first, the Dowling SEAs worked with him each and every day to help Lars get comfortable with his new technology. It didn't click at first until one day it did. With the help of Lars' speaking device, he could participate in the classroom. He could do math equations, reading and comprehension. He could even tell jokes to his friends. Lars was finding his voice. Lars was doing so well in class this year that they moved his IEP meeting up to reassess the goals for the rest of the year. With these proposed cuts, Dowling Elementary will go from 11 SEAs to only 5 in their DCD program. 11 may sound like a large number, but Dowling is a medically enhanced school, making it a crucial resource for many students with complex needs, such as my son Lars. Previously, Lars attended an understaffed Minneapolis school for his pre-K education, and the difference was drastic. Lars was rarely involved with any of his general ed classes and would often have to leave school early because staff simply wasn't available to tend to his specific needs. We've made too much progress to go back to those days. If we lose Dowling SEAs next year, I'm not worried about if my son will regress, but by how much. These cuts would not be a simple restructuring of staff and resources for Dowling and other schools like it. It would be a complete and utter denial of education for our most vulnerable. It would not simply be a painful loss for our students and their SEAs, but an unethical denial of their humanity and their full potential. These cuts are aimed directly at our most vulnerable during a very crucial time in their development, and this is time that we're not going to get back. I'm not here today to get angry or emotional. I don't envy the difficult decisions this council has to make on a daily basis. I'm simply here to stand up for my son and those like him, the ones who are still working so hard to find their voices. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan. Coming up next, we have another parent, Ilama.
Hi, my name is Ilama. My kid has is a special kid, and he is. When he was first in kindergarten, he never talked, but now he's talking so much, and he did a very great job, and he's very intelligent in drawing, and now he is reading, and he's now pronouncing some of the words. But I'm almost to cry. Cutting these staffs will going to be, a disaster for all of our, children with disabilities. If you cut these staffs, I'm fearing my child will going to regress and will not read his books, will not draw, and we start everything, from the scratch, which we don't want. The other fears is the safety. Yeah, we have a lot of children like him who, in the school we have a lot of, very good staffs who look at them from the bus, from the, we have a nearby river. In Minneapolis, a lot of children died in rivers, and we don't want our kids to die in rivers because of their disability. We don't want anybody to take advantage of these disabilities. We want our kids to get more funds, not even cutting. We need more staffs. Yeah. We get the, a quality education. The other things is, how will my staff, tolerate with them? those kids are, they are not, they're very hard kids, and my staffs will going to have a very rough day at the end, and you don't know what will happen, and they're gonna even say no to school. My kid left school, he cried every time for the school, but we fear he might not even go to school. As the superintendent, the directors, we elected you to present us. We want you to hear our voice, do some changes, and not even cutting. We need more staffs.
Coming up next, we are going to have a staff member, Jen, speak. Thank you.
My name is Jen. My child attends an MPS school and has an IEP on a resource caseload.
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
We're listening to staff and parents about the cuts right now. Thank you.
Right. There is a public.
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
We're talking about the cuts with family members and staff right now.
And we want to discuss them with you.
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our school!
Whose schools?
Our schools!
All of Anderson's SEA resource positions were cut for next year, every single one. I was reluctant to speak here today because it is so demoralizing to feel like I have to prove that my child and my students deserve the support that helps them thrive in the classroom. Despite having wonderful teachers throughout elementary school, it was clear by 5th grade that my child's struggles with writing were not improving. Their overwhelm made writing more than 3 or 4 words a daunting task that sometimes took hours. They coped with feeling unable to do their work by disengaging and distracting others. This looked like walking around the classroom, talking to friends, constant Chromebook use at inappropriate times, and not doing any of the work that included writing. At 6th grade fall conferences, every single teacher told us that my child was struggling in their classes. We informed their teachers that we were seeking an IEP and suggested accommodations. Even though all of them worked with us, he still failed every class that year. Their IEP was finalized this fall. They now have support from an SEA or a CERT in most of their classes. They have passed all of their classes this year. They were even invited to a ceremony at school to celebrate students who had shown rapid gains on their FAST test since last fall. But with the proposed cuts, my child would lose most of their classroom support. We already know that without appropriate support and accommodations, the default for so many of our students is disengagement from the lesson and disruptive behavior. As a resource SEA, students on my caseload can have a very diverse range of abilities. We serve students with developmental cognitive delay, learning disabilities, ADHD, blind or low vision, hearing impairments, physical disabilities, autism, EBD, and more. As such, I provide academic support, teaching self-advocacy skills, body doubling, organizational skills and support, redirecting focus, redirecting disruptive behaviors, mental health support, emotional support, conflict resolution, differentiation of classroom materials, physical support, and advocacy, which is what Having resource SEA means families leaving the district to obtain services. It means more disruptive classes that are hard for all of our students to learn in. It means students who already have the cards stacked against them falling through the cracks yet again. My students matter. The whole school does better when those students are given the support they need. If we don't advocate for the most vulnerable among us, we are all more vulnerable. Yes.
Whose schools?
Our schools!
Whose schools?
Our schools!
So after hearing those powerful voices of parents, caregivers, and staff, we are asking that you sign the SPED Safe and Equitable Staffing Pledge. Number 1, it states, I will not pass a budget with any student facing special education staffing cuts or cuts to student services, including ECSE classrooms. I will not pass a budget with caseload or class size increases. Number 2, I, in my power as an elected school board member, commit to upholding the stated values and promise of the board's own fiscal year 26 board budget value and priorities of adequate school staffing models that improve student academic outcomes, fiscal and programmatic equity in support of students receiving special education services, a comprehensive system of supporting students and staff safety, minimizing the impact on students, ensuring compliance functions can be fulfilled, and providing adequate support to schools and staff by directing Minneapolis Public Schools to reinstate, let me say it again, reinstate all excess student-facing special education positions, FTEs, and 5 days a week ECSE classroom services by April 7th. And directing the Minneapolis Public Schools leadership to present a fiscal year 26 budget with no cuts to special education, student-facing staff, hours, or programs at the April 15th school board meeting.
That's right.
And finally, we are asking that you publicly sign onto the SPED Safe and Equitable Staffing Pledge by this Friday, March 28th. Thank you.
Inclusive
For everyone.
Inclusive
For everyone. For everyone.